Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Mic'd Podcast. I'm Mike, a hairdresser of over 20 years. One of the best parts of my job is the conversations that I get to have with all of my clients. We talk about anything and everything and invite you to listen in as we get mic'd up for today's conversation. On today's episode, we have Mary in the chair. Mary is someone who keeps me up to date on all the new slang and trends, but also is a full-time student getting into writing and screenplays. Today we go all over the place from heaven and hell to the Oscars. I hope you enjoy listening as we slay this episode. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess my shock factor is going to be like, it's gone. But one of the reasons I want you on this show is because you really do teach me how to be cool. Like, you've taught me slang.
Period.
You've taught me, like...
There I go.
I mean, like, just before we started, you telling me about phones and what is the must do. Like...
So you're saying this is like a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one benefiting.
No.
You're like, no.
I'm learning so much. Like, now I'm trying to think about the words that I've learned over the lit. Or no.
Yeah, I was going to say stop. I did not say that.
Lit is not the one you taught me, but like...
What did we talk about last time?
Shoot, now I'm trying to remember the words. This is how uncool I am, because I don't know these cool slangs now.
Well,
because I'm so old. But like, I don't know, like...
Period's a good one. I feel.
Period?
Yeah, period.
Like
period. Like basically...
Like we're done.
No.
Period.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, like you could use it in that regard, but it's more of like so true. Like if you're like, oh, their hair is so amazing, then you're just back there and you say period.
See, I always use that like when I was like mad, like at my kids. Stop doing that. Period.
Period.
Like, I'm done.
That's
like,
giving exclamation point.
That's okay, but I can't say exclamation point.
You can.
That just sounds.
You can.
So you're supposed to say what punctuation you're using. Now.
I mean, if you want
That's
to,
cool.
sometimes.
I think your kids would take you seriously, Mike, if you said, "Stop doing that!" Exclamation point.
Yeah.
What do you guys want for dinner? We have mac and cheese, comma,
semicolon, whenever.
breakfast for dinner, comma.
Breakfast for dinner is the best.
Breakfast for dinner is pretty good. Like I enjoy it, and it's an easy one to make. But here's okay. So most people that listen to this podcast know that I send out a questionnaire or whatever.
Okay.
And so I really, again, talking about being cool and stuff, because there was an episode that we did a while back, and I got into like the Taylor Swift thing. Right, it was
the Taylor Swift thing. That's so broad.
Like my opinion of Taylor Swift.
Oh, of course.
Total props.
Who are you doing? If they were like a hardcore Swiftie.
Oh yeah, very.
You
much.
Accidentally cut their hair high and they left.
No. But I like even when we were doing that episode, I was like, she was like, you got to be careful you're treading on thin ice right here.
No, that's
like,
so true.
Because if I say something wrong, and it's funny to me because can't we just have an opinion anymore? And so...
Oh, so true.
The thing that I want to talk to you about, because this was one of the things is the Beyoncé album.
Oh, of course.
Because I've listened to 2 songs on it, and that was enough.
Jail.
That was plenty. I was like, and I'm done. But I've never been a Beyoncé fan. Now, I know there's a lot of Beyoncé fans out there.
Oh, no.
So what is your take,
Mike,
on Beyoncé? Or change my opinion as far as like make me
a Beyoncé fan?
I can appreciate what she's done. This is the same thing I had with Taylor Swift.
Okay, yeah.
I can appreciate what she's done.
Sure.
As an artist, she has done a lot.
The most is what we would say.
But I think trying to sway country, it's not country.
It's
just because you have a guitar and you put on a cowboy hat.
Well, technically, like the album in and of itself, I feel like is giving genreless a little bit. Like there are a lot of genres within the album, which if you can transcend genre, you're probably the greatest of all time, is what I'm saying. What 2 songs did you listen to? Do you remember?
The country one Like
Okay, that's great.
whatever the popular one is that everybody was like losing their mind over.
Was that a single? Like
Yeah.
Texas Hold'em?
Yeah, I think that's
Was it Texas Hold'em?
something.
Did you
like
listen
that.
to 16 Carriages? 16
I
Carriages
don't know
changed
the
my
name of
life.
it is. There was another one that it was like a rap song, and I'm like, why is this on a country album? Because the album is classified as country.
Yeah, but Beyonce can do anything. It's like if you're in
But-
the industry long enough, and if you're her, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but don't you want to still stay within the realm of like
I don't know.
the right genre? It's
Me
like
shaking my head as you're cutting my hair. I'm like,
it's like you can't go and say that like, oh, the Moby. I don't even know why I thought of Moby.
no,
It's
that's
just,
great. Keep
But
going.
Moby is like death metal.
Oh. Sure.
Beyonce's album is not country.
Yeah.
But it's classified as a country album.
But it kind of is country.
But
She
so
has.
then it's like
Did you listen to her songs with Dolly Parton?
Jolene?
Jolene and Tyrant?
Yeah, I heard Jolene.
And the audio?
I heard Jolene.
Like,
I guess
that is show stopping, Mike. You have. I feel like. See, and I don't even like country music. Like, I don't like country music, but here's another slang. Have you ever heard someone else call anybody else mother? Like, oh, she's giving mother, or like, she is mother.
See, again, no. These
never
are
heard.
slangs that I need to learn.
Okay, so this is hard for me to. I don't know how to explain it because Beyonce is mother.
Okay.
She basically, you just go to her for all of your needs, and she just guides and directs, and she just gets it. She just knows. Does that? I don't think I'm making sense. But people would say that she's mother.
She's pushing. She's basically creating a new boundary in music.
100%.
Or crafting something that hasn't been done.
Right.
And well, maybe this is where my issue comes. Just because somebody's crafting something new, again, I can appreciate the artistry in it.
Okay. And that's step one.
But the way that people come at it as like it's the greatest thing in the world when
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
That's the part that drives me nuts
No,
because I'm
that's
like,
okay. That makes sense.
an opinion, people will get offended if you're like,
Sure.
if you don't love what they love, or if you don't, woo over this amazing new something. But it's like, just
Right.
because it's new doesn't mean that it's the greatest.
Right.
And people argue all the time. Like, look at the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh.
pretty,
Of course.
It's a cool
That
car.
was. Yeah.
And I think, would I love to drive one? Yeah, of course.
You would love to drive a Tesla Cybertruck?
Oh, I'd drive one. Would I
Really?
buy one? I don't know
No.
if I'd buy one, but I'd love to test drive it.
I love
and
that
then
that was the
change my
connection.
opinion if it's.
Yeah.
I would. Here's the thing. Here's why I would really love to drive the Cybertruck.
Okay.
Drive the Cybertruck through through a neighborhood and have people shoot at me because it's bulletproof.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And be like,
I was really wondering.
Yahoo!
Wait.
Like living out my gangster dreams of
Wait,
like,
to be honest, I don't even think that I've seen this Cybertruck, but I can note it. Like, I can imagine.
the Cybertruck legitimately looks like a futuristic.
Does it look terrible?
I mean, it's perfectly square, like really sharp edges.
Does Post Malone own one?
I don't think so.
Really? I feel like I've seen.
I have seen one driving around here recently. I don't know who.
It's probably
I don't
Post
know who it
Malone's.
is. But yeah,
No, see, like when people ask me to drive a car, or not drive a car, to draw one, this is what I draw.
They're so ugly.
It's pretty.
they're
How
really
much
not.
How much do they cost? Probably at least $20.
At least, I mean,
What is it?
I would say minimum
$100,000?
20. No, but like, they're
that's
they're
crazy.
bulletproof. They're arrow proof. They're like you can.
Can you go through the drive-through?
Yeah,
That's all you need
I
to
think
know.
so. But if
Sound system.
if shit goes down,
Then you're
you're safe.
Shit goes down, you're safe.
That's a car I would love to be
You can
in.
be in your car with Beyonce on, windows rolled up, and you're good.
Or windows down, and
Or
then somebody
windows-
yells out, what are you listening to that? That's not country. And then you roll the window up.
And you say it's mother, and you roll the window up, and you say period, goodbye. Goodbye, so long.
No, but I don't know. It's just this idea, I think, that just because something is new, it's not great.
Sure.
But I can.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I get what you're
So
coming
that's where I'm like frustrated because there are a few, same Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and again, Beyonce has a level of admiration throughout the music industry.
Oh.
That she is queen.
She's queen.
Of all kinds
Everything.
of stuff.
It's mother.
Yeah,
Mother,
she's
exactly.
Mother.
She is mother.
And Jay-Z is father.
Well, that's why they call it. No, he is not father.
Of
He-
rap?
No.
Like, wouldn't he be considered?
No, I don't think so.
Because he's pushed some limits on
Yeah.
rap and
Well, he
things
has
like
a lot
that.
of. Yeah, he has a big following too. Jay-Z. Beyonce is mother. I don't think Jay-Z's father, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I think everybody would say that. Like, I think that's just a known fact.
They're just of Beyonce. They would say that of Beyonce.
100%.
Okay. See, and that I do understand.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a hard rock. It's like when I still remember when Metallica did an album with the something Philharmonic.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, "Wait, you're gonna put heavy metal with
this.
classical?"
And then was it amazing?
Oh, slayed.
It's slayed.
It's slayed.
And that's all you need to know. See?
It's still one of the greatest.
And see, we can connect with that because that's yours and Beyonce's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
And they're one and the same in some senses.
So that's where I can see the commonality of something like that.
Sure.
She's just pushing the boundaries.
Sure. And
But-
they need to be pushed.
Yeah, but I feel like some people are just like, they don't even care if it's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get frustrated because it's not technically
Country.
country.
Do you listen
Like-
to country music?
Oh, no.
Neither do I.
No. I used to joke and say, like, if I end up going to hell,
Oh?
there's going to be two things that I know for certain.
Country music.
Country music will be played all day long.
Yeah, that's your sentence.
And the only drink available will be Diet Coke. Because I just don't
All of a
like.
sudden, I want to be a really good person.
I know, doesn't that like?
Wait, that's actually terrifying.
That would be like.
But
my
I like
own
Diet
personal
Coke. Do you
hell.
not like Diet Coke?
No.
Why not?
Truly, like, if I'm a Diet Dr Pepper fan, obviously, but like if I go to a restaurant and I'm like, "Do you have Diet Dr Pepper?" and they're like, "No, we have Diet Coke," I literally think like they're asking me,
we're going
we
somewhere
don't have
else.
this stuff, but if you want, we can poop in your mouth, and I'm like, no thanks.
You said I'll pass.
Like,
Wait, what about Diet Pepsi?
So Diet
like Diet
Pepsi,
Pepsi?
I can stomach. I would prefer. It's weird, and I think it's just because the Diet Dr Pepper 27 magical flavors that they have.
Oh, of course.
Like, it just works for me.
Yeah. Mike, you're
But
a
no.
funny guy.
We went to Mexico, and they didn't like Mexico.
Oh,
the
yeah, they have,
resort
like,
that we were
light.
at. It was like just Pepsi.
Oh.
It was Diet Pepsi, and the caffeine that I get from my soda is a lot. So
Right.
I drank Diet Pepsi a lot.
Of course. Well, and they only give you like the cans are.
But Diet Pepsi it's sweeter. Sorry.
It is sweeter.
But yeah, Diet Coke, absolutely not. And I hope I'm not offending because
No, you're offending. I mean,
I don't want to
you're
like
in hot water
upset
right
people.
now.
Everybody
Yeah.
everybody has
First Beyonce, now Diet Coke. You might as well just come after everybody and their mom.
Didn't
Taylor Swift.
And Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
I'm so sorry. Everybody's gonna be like,
That's
I'm just
okay.
trying to
I
be
mean-
real. Like this is me. Like I
Not liking country music. It's like half the population.
no. Well, I'll take that back. Like I do like old country. Like I used
Oh.
to, and I still love listening to like old Johnny Cash and like Waylon Jennings and
Oh.
even Willie Nelson. But it's like
See, Willie Nelson is on the album, babe,
with Beyonce.
with Beyonce. You gotta listen. It's really good.
But I don't know. I was
I was sending Tracy songs, and she was like, "So true," and I was like, "Yeah, so true."
She's like, this is good.
She sent me
I'll listen to
her songs with Miley Cyrus, and I just thought it was awesome. She has 2 songs with Miley Cyrus.
Who, Beyonce?
Yeah, on the album.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll have to
You just finish it.
Give it a.
Just finish it.
It was just so
and
hard
by
for me
finish
to
it, I
get
actually
through.
mean start it because you said you listened to 2 songs.
Yeah, and it's my wife listened to it, and
Did she like it? She didn't love.
it wasn't a hit. But again, I understand. It's like everybody has their preferences.
Right.
The same way, like I don't like Diet Coke. Other people
They like
like
Diet
it.
Coke.
I mean, Diet Coke is one of the top selling sodas.
I mean, you just all of Alpine and Draper.
But just because I don't like Diet Coke
All
doesn't
the
mean that I
moms.
don't like the people that are drinking Diet Coke.
We have to make the distinction.
That's
a big distinction we have to make.
Just because your beverage of choice doesn't coincide with what my beverage of choice is, does not mean that we have to be enemies.
We can still be friends.
I don't have to roll up in my Cybertruck when we meet in fear that you're going to shoot
Right.
me because of.
But when
Yeah.
we're visiting you in hell, we'll have to bring our own beverage.
Yes.
He's like, you can't.
Because my hell would
half Diet
be
Coke.
that.
Right.
You'll be like, hey, this.
Or
is
we'll come to yours to get the beverage and then
Yeah.
leave.
Well, then that wouldn't be, because then I would be like, oh, look at all these fun people that I get to.
And then they leave.
Oh man.
I don't know how that works, but I don't know the math on that, but we'll figure it out.
How does it work? Can you come and go as you want?
I think so. I told my mom that she can come visit me, but I don't think I can go visit her. So.
Why? Why couldn't you?
Well, because she'll be in the
she-
highest one.
She would be in a higher,
Of course.
higher caliber.
She'll be on the highest plane. And me, that's a great question.
How do you think that's gonna work? Like,
Which
do you believe that there's like a heaven hell?
Oh
Or-
my gosh.
Let's
That's a great question.
get into
Like there's hair
this
somewhere
side
in
of
me.
things. Yeah,
Now we're
let's.
getting really deep. I'm trying to find this hair on my face. Found it. Okay. It's my own. You're like, which part? You have a head of hair. Is there a
Is there
heaven or
two?
hell?
Yeah, is there two? Like, are we gonna go to?
Well, good thing I got a PhD in theology.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
This will help.
Summa cum laude.
Just kidding.
My alma mater is religion. Heaven, hell. I don't know.
Like,
I
what do you
don't
think?
know.
What do you think is gonna happen to you at the end?
See, that's a great question. That is a great question. I'm not sure. I would love to believe that we continue to live
Yeah.
and thrive, but who knows? Not me. I don't know.
It's crazy. Religion is a really crazy thing.
It's a very crazy thing.
But I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something
right.
bigger and better than me. So
Yeah. Something fun and fresh after. That's what I'm banking on.
I don't think that we're gonna end. Like, I don't think there's a hell per
No.
se. I don't think that somebody, just because they do something horrible on this earth in this small blip of time, is going to be eternally damned to,
Yeah.
what was there was a joke once. There was like some guy that had gone to hell and the devil was walking him around and showing him different options.
Wait.
And like, have you heard this joke?
No, but I'm loving where it's going.
So there's this guy that like he dies and he goes to hell, and when he gets to hell, the devil meets him and he's like, all right, well, welcome to your eternal damnation. Let me give you 3 options of rooms that you can spend eternity in. And like, I can't remember how. I remember one part, but he goes into 3 different rooms, and let's say that the first room is a room that just smells ridiculously
Terrible.
awful. But it's just like 110 degrees all the time. Like,
Oh, that'd be
just
awful.
really, and you're spending eternity picking like rocks or something. Like, we have
Okay.
a pitch, what it was like
Pickaxe?
a pickaxe, and
Sure.
you're chiseling away at rocks. The second room, he walks in, and it's these people literally standing up to their knees in feces, and their job is to just shovel
Wade. Just
shovel
wade there.
all day,
Yeah.
shovel feces.
Okay.
But the
sounds
weather's
terrible.
nice, everything is pretty, you're just
Oh,
shoveling.
okay. And it smells bad.
Yeah, so he looks in, and all these people are leaning on their shovels and like whatever. And then the third room is, something that's, again, pretty bad, and so he's like, well, I don't know what I should pick. And the devil's like, you got to pick one of them. So he ends up, because the weather, like the third one is like just ice cold all the time, blah, blah, blah. So he decides to pick the one with the nicer weather and just shovel in feces all day long.
Yeah.
And so, he writes up his contract with the devil. The devil opens the door, puts him in the room, and as soon as the door closes, he hears the guys that are in there leaning on their shovels say, all right, everyone, breaks over, back on your heads, or something, back into your handstands, because you have to put your head in the...
Stop it.
or something.
Wait, that's the joke?
Yeah, it was something along those lines. But it's
thrilling.
just like, I don't think that hell is going to be anything at all like that. I don't think there's going to be. I like to think of, my eternal whatever the very same way. Like I don't know, if my kids left my house and did something absolutely horrible, I'd still welcome them back and love them. And I think that when this whole world is said and done, we're all going to be engulfed in love, and we'll learn from our mistakes and be better people because of it, hopefully. But again, that's my dream.
I agree. I think that's true. I think it will be better than anybody thinks.
Yeah.
The results. It's going to be the like deal or no deal when you have to accept your fate. I get a kick out of like imagining what judgment would be like if there was a judgment of just swarms of people like lined up and like everybody like gets a ticket or something. And you're like, no, your time's in like 2 days. You just got to wait around.
Really?
That's what I imagine. Like, I just think it would be funny. Don't you think it would be funny? Like, everybody has a ticket and everybody's getting there and just the line is forever long. I would just never get judged. I'd be like, oh, mine's like later.
I think at the end of it all, like our God or whatever God you believe in is going to judge us based on the thoughts of our minds, our hearts, how we treated other people.
100%.
And I mean, I guess, I don't know, what do I think would happen if, we had bad thoughts, bad minds? I don't know. I just don't think that we're going to be standing on our heads in a pile of feces.
Right.
You know?
No, and I agree.
So, we'll see.
I agree.
I'll get there before you do. So.
No way. Can you imagine? You'll send me a letter or something.
I'll come back and haunt you.
Yeah.
And be like,
you'll be like,
Mary.
yeah.
Oh,
You just sort of tell me that I have to be better. You're like, Mary, it's rough over here. You should probably like get your crap together. No, I'd be fun. It'd be fun.
So, tell me about school right now, because you're in school.
Oh, I have finals next week.
Studying, but you're studying what?
I'm studying an array of things, but anything storytelling. So I'm studying music, dance, theater, and I'm also studying screenwriting, copywriting.
Okay.
Those are the vibes.
So what is your dream? Like, what do you want to become?
Wait, that's such a good question. I don't know. I'm in love with so many aspects of storytelling. So anything in that realm. I love theater. I love music. I love film. I love dance. I love contemporary dance. Anything in that realm. Do you know Ryan Gosling was on SNL last night? I like SNL.
Okay.
So. Yeah? Funny. He's funny. I love him.
What's your take on SNL right now? Is it?
I think that they should pull me in. I'd say it. Like, there, I said it.
I think they need to pull somebody in.
They should.
It's been too many years since they've had.
What was?
But I think that's SNL though. They go through seasons or whatever. But
yeah,
they've been in a slump.
Yeah.
For a while. And I hope they can come back out of it, because when SNL is on, so
It's so
good.
funny.
It's so good when they have the right cast.
I think I would if I was gonna go there, would you come see me?
Oh,
would
yeah.
you come to my show?
Have you thought of like what would be your first?
My skits? I
Skit.
write SNL skits.
You do?
As an exercise, yeah.
So what is your greatest SNL skit? Like
My
what?
greatest SNL skit.
So if somebody from SNL is listening,
Lorne Michaels is actually listening. He's the head of it.
that's what we hope.
Yeah. He's great. Everybody, well, yeah.
So what's your SNL skit? If you can
Let's see.
give it away, like I don't know.
One of a good SNL skit. This one I wrote like probably a few months ago, and it's where everybody's in group therapy. But the reason they're in therapy is because they're done being the funny friend, and so everybody's. How do I explain this? It's like, do you know how you have facilitators in group therapy? Yeah. It's kind of like AA, but everybody feels like they're being used just because they're funny. And they're like not liked for other reasons. Okay. And so they're done being the funny friend. I haven't read it in a while because I wrote it a few months ago, but I thought it was really funny.
So all these people, like, that one funny friend that always makes people laugh.
Right.
There's like, I'm done. I'm tired.
They think that they're worth more than that. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're just there to make people laugh. And that's all they're good for. But group therapy is like, no, you're worth more than just being the funny friend. And you have to like pay for it. Like you have to pay for therapy, right? So you have to pay to like be okay not being the funny friend. And everything, like there was somebody in the, in the skit that just makes everything's a joke. Like they're always making jokes and they don't know how to get out of it because it's just how they're programmed. And so one of them like has been in therapy for years and they've spent so much money, but it's just how they're wired. I think it's funny. If you saw something on group therapy, would you laugh? Or would you would get, it seems like you're not laughing.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking like I would probably be that friend that's in the group therapy that
of course.
feels like because that's what I do. I'm just like, I tell funny jokes. But when I get into situations,
people use your free.
That's my release is saying stupid, funny things.
Right. Right.
So I would be in that, and I'm like thinking, like,
you would be in group therapy.
I would be in group therapy.
Yeah. And they would love to have you. That's the thing.
Is that why you wrote that? So you could give me a part?
Yeah. Everything I write is so I can give Mike a part eventually.
Telling you.
Because I'm gonna get
one of these days
screenwriting awards. I'm gonna best. Should we talk about the Oscars? We can't. Not right now.
Why?
But best adapted screenplay. Or best original, not adapted. And then you're going to get best actor in a supporting role or lead role.
Wait a minute. Were you not happy with the Oscars?
No.
So what was the big upset? Like,
oh, well, other than the fact that Greta Gerwig got...
Yeah. The Barbie thing was...
garbage.
Yeah. Hey everyone, Mike here. I just wanted to interrupt this episode and say thank you for listening. And please remember to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. We need your support to keep these episodes coming. So spread the word, and now back to the conversation.
I just think that, here's my take. This is my take. Hot take, take it or leave it. You give the Oppenheimer script to any of those directors, they would have made a good movie, just like Christopher Nolan did. You could not have given anybody else the Barbie script and had them made such a good movie as Greta did and Margot did. You know what I'm saying?
So why do you think why do you think she got snubbed in a sense?
Like why did they make that decision, or why do I think that her stuff was worth more than it was given credit for?
Yeah, like both.
Both? I don't know why they would. Maybe just because the Academy is like, I don't know. I don't know why it makes no sense to me. But I literally think she changed the entertainment world forever with Barbie.
Yeah.
Because It's the highest grossing film made by a female director ever.
Is it really?
Ever. It's up to like, the numbers are crazy, but I think it's over 1.3 billion it grossed. It was the highest grossing film of 2023. So it beat out all the other films that it competed against.
Even Oppenheimer? Because that
Oppenheimer,
was the big thing. It was like Barbie and Oppenheimer
Oh,
were like head on head, like head to head.
there was no competition because Barbie destroyed it.
See, I've
like,
never looked at the numbers.
It made a lot more money than Oppenheimer did.
Okay.
And like, and sometimes success of a movie isn't based on numbers, but like, because Killers of the Flower Moon by Scorsese got a lot of awards and stuff, but that film didn't make a lot of money and it wasn't projected to make a lot of money. But I just think that it's really hard to get a film. Now I'm screaming.
No.
It's really hard to get a film like Barbie greenlit, like approved. It's really hard. Like nobody makes those kinds of films because it's really hard to make a film about women. So I just think it's iconic and it just wasn't given enough credit. And the people and everybody wasn't given enough credit. And I will die on that hill. So
No,
if someone's coming to shoot me, I don't have one of those cars that you guys I don't have a Cybertruck to protect me, but I'll die. I will die on the hill.
No, I mean, here's the thing, and I guess I need to look more into it, but I heard a while back that the Academy or whatever it is, that they've set new standards for films in order for them to be nominated now, and I don't know exactly what those standards are.
Yeah.
But I feel like ever since that announcement had happened, which I think it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Like 2016, 17?
But they were like, in order for a film to be nominated, it has to have all these different things into it.
Okay, weird.
Again, I don't know if that's. I hope I'm not misinforming, but
No, there's no way you could.
that's what I heard. But I feel like since then, I feel like the problem with film has been that nobody's telling stories anymore. They're trying to
like
make,
appease a market, kind of.
Yeah, they're
like
trying to appease different things, which is great, and I think it's amazing. But
It's so
in
fascinating.
that, in trying to appease, you're taking away from what the original story was supposed to be. And maybe I'm wrong in that. I'm not a director,
I think you're right.
But
You're not a director yet.
no,
Not with that attitude. You're going to be one soon.
I don't know if I ever want to be a director.
I don't know if I could direct.
But I just wish people would go back to just telling a story and not worrying about what other people are going to think about it, and just be like, in that instance, like maybe that was where the snub came, is like, well, we've got to do this, or we've got to
we have to give this, which makes no sense to me, because I feel like, because Barbie was a movie that wasn't supposed to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then obviously it destroys the box office, and all of a sudden Warner Bros. Are like, should we make a second one? Should we do this again? Mostly for the money, because it made them so much.
Yeah.
But I just think it's fascinating. Greta, also, we would call her mother.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I
feel like that's a really important bit of
So
information.
what else has she done? Like, was that her first big thing, or has she done other films that maybe I would?
Yeah, you would know.
Because I don't ever pay attention, unless it's like a Steven Spielberg,
right?
Familiar with him as a director,
right.
But so what else has she done?
She's done a lot. Most people don't know her early stuff, like Frances Ha and stuff, but because she acts as well. But she wrote and directed. Her biggest one, debut, was Lady Bird. Have you seen Lady Bird?
Yeah, I did see
Period.
Lady Bird. I really liked it.
Yeah, so she did that. And it's somewhat based off of her own story, and then there's a lot of elements that she created, because she's from Sacramento. She's show-stopping, relationship with her mother, all of the things. And then, do you see Little Women? I don't think you have. The newest Little Women.
No, that isn't... I do know. Didn't it have Timothée Chalamet?
Oh, did it have Timothée Chalamet? It of course did.
Yes.
Which he is playing Bob Dylan right now. They're shooting that right now. Him and Elle Fanning in New York, in New Jersey area. Maybe we should go.
That'll be a good pick.
Yeah.
He would do a really good job at it, I think.
Yeah, so he was in it. What are you doing later tonight? Because I think you need to watch it.
Is it already out?
No.
Oh.
You need to watch Little Women.
I don't know if I can.
Oh.
I don't, again.
Not with that attitude.
It's not my, I
think
those
you
kinds
should.
of movies are
You
just
really
like,
need to. Oh.
I don't know.
You're judging before.
All right.
You need to watch
here's
it.
What, I'll promise you I
Listen.
will watch it.
It has Meryl Streep. It has Saoirse Ronan. It has Florence Pugh. It has Laura Dern. It has Timothée Chalamet. It has like the whole cast is show-stopping.
Wasn't there an earlier version of Little Women?
There are a lot of versions. Yeah, like
I've
Winona Ryder and Christian
I've
Bale.
seen versions of Little Women. Like but I have not seen
This
that
is the
version.
best version. And that's just the truth. That's fact. Even though we love Winona Ryder and Christian Bale, they're awesome. There have been a lot of adaptations, but
That's the
she
one I
did
saw
that.
with Winona Ryder.
yeah?
Yes.
Well, okay, we'll give you 10 points. 10 points on the board for that. Like that's a good start. That's a really good start.
I'm not going to end up in hell for that.
Can you imagine? Do you want to know what I want? 40 years from now, when we reunite in hell,
Okay.
what would that be like? It would be hilarious. Like I think I would just fall on the ground laughing, and they would be, and the guards in hell would be like, "Hey, no laughing. This is hell. You can't laugh." I'd be like, "Sorry, Mike's here."
You're
What am I
like, I
supposed to
can't
do?
help but laugh. He's my friend that only makes funny jokes
my
that I
friend.
need to see
Yeah.
in group therapy.
He's probably going through a really hard time. Like he probably just got out of therapy.
But no, I don't know. Here's the other thing. I remember the other snub that I remember that
Okay.
everybody was all up in
I'm
arms
so
about
excited.
was years ago with Will Smith. Now, I know nobody likes Will Smith anymore because of his slapping Chris Rock, which this is stupid.
Yeah,
but,
that's a very interesting. Wait,
but
with what
I
movie?
remember it was Concussion.
Oh,
I remember
that's a great movie.
the only reason I remember this is his wife at the time was really up in arms and like made it really vocal.
Oh, really?
That, the Academy was didn't pick him because he was a black man.
Oh,
And I thought
was it in his was he up for Best Actor in a Leading Role?
he was up for Best Actor,
And
but
he
he
didn't
didn't
get
get it.
I wonder who was in his category.
We went. My wife and I went and watched all of the other ones that were nominated.
Oh,
I think at the time it was.
do you remember?
That was, if I remember correctly, that was the year that Leonardo DiCaprio got for Revenant.
oh,
Is that what it was? Revenant. There was, I think Bryan Cranston.
but it was a
was in
thick category.
Yeah,
like a stack.
It was a really good, and so we watched all the films of the 5 that got nominated.
Good for you. That's a fun
And
thing to do.
we watched Concussion,
Yeah,
which was excellent.
I loved Concussion.
But
The NFL was
when
not
it
happy about
came
that.
to acting,
Yeah,
the other 5 were better
better.
at acting, at
Yeah.
portraying the role that they were. Mm-hmm. And so that was one time I was like, I understand it, but I think at that moment,
You stood with the Academy.
I stood with the Academy. But I think because of that, that's again where the Academy now has to think about what are the repercussions of
Yeah,
not picking,
so true.
a diverse.
Well, there still
Okay.
lacks, girl. There is so much. There needs to be a lot more diversity just in general in entertainment, but especially in the nominations and people that win.
But it's a hard thing to it's got to be a really hard thing to pick.
Yeah.
Based on a character that they're picked to play.
Right.
Because sometimes they're picked to play that one because they visually look similar to
Right.
that person or
Like a biopic.
yeah, but there's some that just it's done so well, and
Yeah.
his performance in Concussion was really, really
It
good.
was great.
But the other
And he had
5
an accent.
nominees, their performance as their characters
Yeah.
were just
Well, and
little bit
sometimes
better.
it's the year too, because
Yeah.
the next year maybe the competition wasn't as crazy, and if Concussion came out that next year, then he would have taken it home.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you can't really pick when you're going to be in
No,
there.
it's hard. The Academy it's a hard thing. I feel like the Academy in a lot of ways is just Oz. like the great and powerful Oz, you never really know what it looks like or what it does. But sometimes I thank the Academy before I go to bed. After my day, I'm like, I'm about to go to sleep, and I'm like, and I'd like to thank the Academy.
You give yourself an award speech.
An award speech at the end of the day, of course.
Dude.
Especially during these finals. Every night, I'm like, maybe every few hours. I'm like, everything I do is dedicated to my mom and the Academy. Thank you.
If I had an award right now, I would give you, like, here you go.
Wait, that's all I need.
You've won.
Thank you.
No, but it's weird though. Like based on just they pick the year for it to release, and they may or may not. Like there's some of the greatest shows I think that have ever been made for television got forgotten because
At the Emmys?
Because they went up against other time slots. Like I remember, like I still to this day think
this is
Arrested
great.
Development was probably one of the
Arrested
best,
Development is
the best comedy series
fantastic.
ever made.
Have we ever talked about this?
But
we
no.
probably never have.
No, but Arrested
Wow.
Development only did the 3 or 4 seasons because it was on at the same time slot as American Idol, the first season. So what was everybody obsessed with? American Idol. What did they forget about? That.
Yeah,
so
but
now,
what's better?
10 years
Arrested
later, 20
Development.
years later, whenever that's now people are and being like, why didn't they make more
Yeah.
of these?
Because they didn't get greenlit for more seasons.
Yep. And then they,
Four came out. We
yeah, yeah, they tried to read, and it was.
That's wild.
But yeah, it's all
Okay.
timing. It's
Yeah.
all timing and who you're going up against, and you can't pick that stuff.
No, so true.
So
You make a great point. These are great points. Who's writing this down?
Maybe
Maybe I should be.
you go back to the Barbie thing. Like, what if Oppenheimer wouldn't have come out this year? Like, would Barbie have? Or what was the one that what was the one that won? It was the one with Emma Stone.
Poor Things?
Poor Things. Which
Absolutely.
I did watch.
Yes.
I did.
Do you know?
It's
a jarring film.
It's very
It's a jarring
interesting
film.
and odd
It's
to watch.
Yeah.
But she did
She was fantastic.
really good.
Emma Stone, also mother. Sorry. Not sorry.
No, wait. Why would she be considered mother? She hasn't
Oh,
pushed the boundaries.
she
or
has
done,
though. She has.
She?
Yeah. She has.
I mean, I just
Have you
remember
seen
her.
La La Land?
No, I
Oh.
never watched La La Land.
Looks like you're going to be busy tonight.
That's the one I need to.
One of my favorite movies from her is Easy A.
Easy A is
Uh.
amazing. That's one of her early movies.
See, I like Zombieland.
And there's room for that.
She did.
There's room for that, of
Zombieland.
course. There's
And it
room
was
for that.
amazing.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
But
Emma Stone's great. Poor Things is great. She has another movie coming out with the same director.
so now that then you started playing those hypotheticals. Well, what if Oppenheimer wouldn't have been there? What if Poor Things
Right.
wouldn't have been there? Like, how different would it have changed? But you can't
Right.
pick that. So people need to just
Yeah.
move on and.
Well,
Be
Lily Gladstone was in that category, and she was the first Native American woman to be nominated, which is just crazy. So if we're talking about storytelling and just the stories that get told and all the just different things, it's just so. But I love entertainment. It's so show business. There's no business like show business.
Does it scare you that if that's the industry that you end up getting into, like how cutthroat it is, how, I mean, I've heard, I mean, I guess I've never been in that industry, but
Yeah, yet
it's,
because I'm working on your roles.
yes, one day I'll be in it.
Yeah,
If there was an award for like the best extra,
it's gonna be given to you.
I would
But you're
be-
gonna have lines, of course.
Oh man, I can't wait.
You're gonna have lines. Cutthroat. Like
Does it
whose dish
sca-
is
like-
on the chopping block? Whose dish is no.
But you're willing to go out and like
Oh sure.
fight for it and be like, no, listen to.
Yeah.
So I guess it's, I don't know, it would scare me.
Really?
I think to be in an industry where it's. But I guess if I knew, if I'd studied it enough and
Yeah.
felt confident enough in
Yeah.
it, then who cares?
Right. Wait, I love when you do this cut because it makes no sense to me. But I remember the first time that you did it, and you're putting the scissors like right far up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's just gonna cut all my hair. I thought it was awesome.
As long as I don't grab the wrong scissors.
No, see, like, that's hilarious.
That's I don't know. I can tell you a funny story. So one time we were sitting through a class learning about thinning the hair.
Okay.
Like, if somebody has really thick hair and you need to go through and like thin some of it out.
Right.
And this guy teaching the class, and I don't even remember his name, so if he's by chance listening, I apologize.
His name was...
But we'll call him Fred.
Middle and everything. Fred.
But he
Jorgensen.
was teaching this class, and he was saying that the girl was talking about like, oh, I have all this like heaviness anyway.
In her heart or in her head?
Heaviness in her heart. She started crying. We went through therapy with her for a second.
She's like, I just feel so heavy all the time. And the guy's like cutting her hair. She's like, no, I meant just emotionally. My hair's fine. Don't thin it.
But like, this is again where people are taught different, and there's 1,000 different ways to get the same result of a haircut. Like, not a big deal.
Yeah.
When I was taught how to thin hair, like it was always like you hold the hair straight out from the head and you let it kind of drop, and wherever the bend in the hair is, you don't ever want to go any higher than that, because that's where the hair can start standing out or doing whatever.
Yeah.
So that's on any length. You pull the hair out, you let it bend wherever that bend is. Don't go any higher than that. Anyway, this guy was teaching his class, and the girl was saying, she had a really far side part, and she's like, it's really heavy on this side. Obviously, there's a lot more hair.
Yeah.
But what he did is he parted the hair.
And thinned.
And so let's say that your part line is like right here.
Yeah.
Right? So he went 1 inch over from the part line and said, okay, so this is where all of your bulk is. This is where you have all of this heaviness, one inch from there. Then he took another like 1/2 inch section, and he said, so this is all of your bulk. You've got this 1/2 inch section of hair. And then he took not his thinning shears, his straight scissors, and cut it at the scalp. Took all of this hair out and then flipped the part over and was like, look, all of the bulk is gone. And I remember looking at the students in this class, and they were all like, wow. And I was an instructor at the time, and I just thought, in 6 weeks, when that hair grows back, you're gonna have this small little line of like crown pieces of hair.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, that makes I like logical. It's gotta make logical sense.
It has to make logical sense.
That made no logical sense at all. But
everybody was thrilled. They were like, so true.
They were like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
But when it comes to hair, I think that was always the thing that was like, what? But now I'm like, how many of those students, because there's probably like 60 students in this class, how many of those students are now doing that?
And then they train their
because
students.
they learned it.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
No, that's terrifying.
Again, I'm not going to like judge them because I don't cut hair that way, but.
Thank goodness.
You're
like, so I was hoping to try a new method on you today.
Watch this.
And
Watch
I go,
how much of this bulk we can remove.
Can you
It's
imagine?
gonna be amazing.
She probably felt good for a day or two.
I mean, in theory, it makes sense. Like, there was another girl that I used to work. She took thinning shears all the way to the scalp, which on long hair,
it's at the bottom, right?
It's fine because it balances out everything from root to ends. The problem is 6 to 8 weeks when all that hair grows back out, you have these little 1.5 inch pieces of hair.
And then what do? You have to like gel them down?
You gel them down. There's nothing you can do at that point. You're literally just stuck with, I don't know.
Do you have nightmares about stuff like that?
I don't.
I would have nightmares about stuff like that.
I've seen some bad haircuts in my day.
Yeah.
And I just can't help but think, like, whoever did this, how did they get their license to cut hair, first of all? And two, are they really busy enough that people are going to them on a regular basis to see what they can do?
Right.
Because there's some that I like, they're really bad.
It's bad. When I would get haircuts on my mission, they were bad. Like, I would get slants, basically. Pretty sure I was just tilted. No wonder it was such a great experience. I was tilted the whole time. I just needed a good haircut.
Tell me, where did you go on your mission again?
I went the border of Mexico.
That's right. And it was the greatest joy of your life?
It was great joy. Let's just say I got really good at dark comedy. I was good at the other stuff before. Just kidding.
I'm going to tip
But
you.
not. Okay.
Right there.
Bad haircuts. What do you think's the summer cut? Like, what's the vibe for this summer?
Ooh.
Hot girl summer is upon us.
Hot girl summer.
What do we do? I mean, I literally was platinum until 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now you helped me go back to brown, which was a hot girl summer
I don't know.
move.
I've seen, I mean, this is Utah. Like, styles change from state to state. In Utah, I feel like we're getting a lot more of like this is really bringing things back from the 90s, like the Jennifer Aniston, the early Friends type haircuts. Like a lot of people are wanting kind of those layers. It's Utah, so you still get a lot of the curls.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
Are we in Utah? Is that where we are?
Yeah, we are in Utah.
You said that and I go, wait, what?
Did you not think we were in Utah?
No, I didn't know where we were.
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled to know.
We're in good old UTA.
UTAH.
UTA? It should be just
UT.
UTA. That would sound so much cooler.
I think that's something
UTA.
Transportation Association.
But
I don't know.
yeah, I think our trends are kind of heading back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s.
I mean, geez, you're getting all the high school kids that are perming their hair.
Yeah.
And like doing the.
I've seen a lot of high school kids with wolf cuts.
Oh yeah.
And I said, babe, I wasn't even around then. You weren't even around then. Where are we finding these wolf cuts? I don't know.
Everybody wants to be a part of a pack.
Everybody wants to. I'm trying to find mine. I'm
So
trying to
the
find
wolf,
mine.
The wolf cut is a necessity.
Me dyeing my hair platinum. I'm like, where are my people? But in Utah, everybody's blonde. So
That's true. Utah is very, very known for the blondes.
for the blondes.
But not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Again, it's full circle.
It's slay. You can do you. That's the beauty of life, I think,
Yeah.
is that so many people you get to choose. Which, that's exciting.
So, as we're finishing up, I want to hear.
I feel so great, to be honest. I came in here and I was like, wait, this is the best thing ever because I got my hair washed and cut. I needed it before finals, let's be real.
Well, this pretty much you won't even have to take your finals anymore. They're just going to be
wait,
like.
you wrote a doctor's note.
Your hair looks amazing. You just take an A.
Take an A. No need to perform. Just
Actually,
take an A.
I wonder if because I've heard my brother's a teacher.
Really?
In elementary, and they have talked about if a parent comes in and argues the grade with a teacher, that sometimes the best thing to do is just give the grade to the student.
Oh,
If my child was failing a class, I would go in and be like, they did this and they need that, and they just give it to, and they would give you an A.
Okay.
Could you have your mom? Could you have Tracy go in and argue with your professors and be like,
Tracy,
give her an A, and then they just give you an A? Would that work at the college level?
I think so. I think if my mom were anybody else, probably not, but Tracy would. That would work for her.
She would just go in and fight to get you a grade.
She would go in and I would be waiting so nervously outside. And then a few hours would pass and I'd be like, what's going on? I would go in, they'd be gone, and they'd be getting a burger together. And she'd just be living her dream. And I'm like, Mom, where'd you go? Did you figure out my class assignment? She's like, oh, I don't know, but we're talking about whoever my professor is, whole life. She would have their whole life story. They would be talking about with their Diet Cokes and their Coke Zeros and their Diet Dr. Peppers. And then the professor wouldn't even want me in the class, and then my mom would enroll in college and get an education. That's one of my dreams. I'm in a tap dance class, obviously. Duh. You think I'm getting an education, you should see the classes that I'm taking. I am getting an education, but it's a very specific kind. But I wish that my mom would come to college with me just so we could be in a tap dance class together. Imagine.
But who would be better at it? Or would you be equals?
Oh, that's a hard thing. When it comes to tap dancing, I feel of course I could beat Tracy out, but she would pick it up pretty quick. Imagine me and her in a tap class.
I think you guys would slay it.
We would slay.
Be fire.
Tracy is my actual mother.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many people that are mother, but she's my actual mother.
Well, and I've met your mom. I do your mom's hair. She is.
That's how we are friends.
Yeah. She is one of the best. She's one of the
great.
greats.
No, she's
Which is
great.
why you're one of the greats.
I don't know about
Which is-
that. I think she thinks
It's
that, like
true.
I said, she's coming to visit me. I can't come visit her in hell.
Well, we'll be neighbors. So.
We'll be neighbors. I'd be like, Mom, Mike's
Fine.
literally down the street.
Down at the end of the
Yeah.
fire and brimstone. He's just right over
The
there.
fire and
Like-
brimstone where there's no house, there's no roof, the ceiling's falling
Yeah.
through. That's his.
She'll come in every 4 weeks to get her haircut.
Yeah,
So it'll be
exactly.
fine.
She'll have to come. That's a great way that we can like make her come.
Well, I guess I'll just see you in hell then.
This is the ending.
This is it. This is
That's
the
the
end.
bit, and we go, oh,
and-
now you have to watch.
Thank you and good night.
No, thank you and good night.
No. But yeah, your hair's done. Is there
It's-
anything
Look how,
else that you want to say
oh,
to people? Any advice?
other
any
than
like
thanking the Academy,
little say so? Do you want to give your
I would love
Academy
to thank the
speech?
Academy right now. And Mike needs to be on the Academy. If he hasn't, like, I think maybe your letters got lost in the mail, but I think you should be on the Academy. Mike's the best person that does hair, and everybody knows that in Utah. Come to my tap dancing class. Please pray for me. I'm in finals, and I don't know that I'll make it out, but let's just know that if I go out and if I die, I'll have a good haircut. Thank you. Thank you and good night. Perfect.
All right.